morning, guys. Nick Fire here. Today is my first ever review on a movie. So today I've chosen Venom because I saw Venom last night and I just feel like it's the perfect timing now that I'm doing more content for you guys. So, where do I begin? Since this is my first review, I'd like to let everyone know that this is gonna be the non-spoiler version. But then at the end, when I pretty much discuss everything, I will say when I'm going to talk about the spoilers. It's just to let you guys know, for people out there who doesn't want to know any spoilers, they leave the video, but I will tell you, don't worry. I will tell you about that, and then the rest who want to listen to the spoilers, or have seen the movie and just want to listen to it as well, you can stay. And yeah, that's how I will do it, and then I'll rate the movie, and you guys can go see it for yourself, if you haven't. Right, so, you know, when I watched the trailer, I was excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was excited to watch the film. You know, it's Venom. He's famous as well as Spider-Man. He's got probably the same amount of fans, and so I was excited for the movie. I saw both the trailers. I only reacted to one that I put on the channel because the second one I was in Colombia, but I was excited. So then the movie came out, and then I heard it didn't do so well, as in critic-wise, review-wise. I heard, yeah, and I don't like to listen to the reviews because they'll put stuff in my head as I'm going to watch the film. I want to go in there fresh with my own mindset, trying to enjoy it. But I accidentally saw the Rotten Tomatoes score, which was a 33%, but then I also heard that the audience score got an 89%, which is very good, but 33% it was rotten, and that was in my head when I went to watch the movie. So when I sat down in the cinema, I was pretty much like, oh god, I'm getting second thoughts on watching this film. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I think the audience score justifies the film, but the critics one doesn't. So don't listen to any critics, basically. Go to the film and enjoy it yourself. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was perfect. Not perfect, but it was a fun movie to watch. It was enjoyable. I really liked the whole Eddie and Venom relationship. And you know, I think they chose the terrific actor, Tom Hardy. I think he's a really good actor. I like the way he played the part of Eddie before Venom. You know, he's doing his whole reporter stuff. We know Eddie's a reporter and he's doing his journalism. He's snooping around, you know, he's doing all this stuff. And I like the way he changed. He changed as soon as the symbiote got a hold of him. He changed, and the way his body moved, the body movements, the way he talked, the way he acted, essentially, it was really good. I think props to Tom Hardy. He played the shit out of that character. And I enjoyed it. His performance was super. And again, he was probably the part that everyone enjoyed. I mean, he's playing Venom, for God's sake. Of course everyone's going to enjoy it, but no, you know, you get those movies where the actor isn't very good and you're like, it could have been better. No, Tom Hardy, sorry, he played, about to say Eddie Hardy. Tom Hardy played the shit out of this role, and it was awesome. It was so good the way he did it. I like the relationship between Eddie and Venom, definitely. The way Tom Hardy did the voice for Venom as well, so he's basically doing two people. I like the way they did it. It was so good. Like, he could talk to him while inside his body, and then when Venom's out, Eddie could talk to him inside Venom's body. It was very well done the way they did it. It was funny at times, very hilarious at moments. Some parts were very scary, especially the parts where Venom's first inside Eddie for the first time, like they bonded for the first time, and so Eddie's going a bit crazy. So that's what made the funny scenes as well. Eddie going crazy, saying there's a parasite in him, and then Venom doesn't like the word parasite, apparently. I think the visual effects on Venom were good. Yeah, they were good. I'm not gonna sit here and say they were the best. I mean, some scenes, not of Venom, but other scenes where, especially in the beginning, I questioned the CGI. I was low-key watching the film. I was like, oh, there's the CGI. Oh dear. Here we go. But no, Venom's CGI was very well done. You gotta say, you know, he's a slimy symbiote. He doesn't have the whole spider symbol on him yet. He hasn't bonded with Spider-Man yet. He hasn't met Spider-Man. He's in San Francisco. Spider-Man's in New York. If they're gonna go down that route, which I hope they do. But no, there's no web slinging. There's no swinging. There's no spider on his chest. It's just Venom. He's just like the way his body moves, the way we know it. That's what he's doing. He's holding on to things, stretching out, helping Eddie to survive, because he says he will help Eddie survive somehow in the film. I think the story was fine. You know, we all know the story. At least the way the trailer was told. You know, Eddie doing his thing, finds Venom, they bond. You know the whole story. So yes, would I have preferred the story told a little bit differently? Most likely, but it did okay with this storyline. Felt like the last 30 minutes of the film were a bit rushed. I felt like some of the takes that we saw in the trailer weren't. I think they were cut out. Some of them were cut out because there were some scenes where it was like, whoa, okay, they cut it out. Okay, they cut something. I was like, oh, they cut something out. Damn it. Because it didn't feel complete, the scene. We get two cameo appearances, which I will explain. We get a post-credit scene and an end-of-credit scene. It's a Marvel movie. Which I will explain. The first one sets up a sequel, which I'm excited for. I'll explain. And the second one is a sneak peek treat, basically, for something that pretty much the whole world is excited for. I will explain. You know, every story has a villain. The villain we saw from the trailer is Riot. I thought, especially with the CGI, the final fight was really good. You know, you get those CGI fights where you can't really tell what's going on, especially, let me take Transformers for example. You're a bit like, well, okay, what happened there? You know, some of the CGI, but considering the fact that these are two slimy symbiotes, I could tell what was going on. It was a really, really well done movie. It was enjoyable. That's how I will explain the film. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was an amazing masterpiece. It wasn't. The movie had its flaws, as I've mentioned. But, you know, Tom Hardy played the shit out of the character. Venom was awesome. Riot was decent for the amount of time we actually got him on screen. But yeah, the movie itself, I'm going to have to rate it. I say 7.9 out of 10 stars for me. It was, I enjoyed it. That's why I'm giving it such a high review, because I enjoyed the film. I want to know what you guys say. I want to see what the reviews are saying, definitely, to see now, to put my unbiased opinion. I want to see the reviews. The movie here in the UK is a 15. I heard it was meant to be a PG-13, but I went to the cinema to pay for the ticket, and it was a 15. When the certificate thing pops up on the screen, it said horror, violence, and some other one, I can't remember. I think it was use of language. He does drop the F-bomb, like, once. But I was surprised to see it as a 15. I thought it was going to be 12A or something. I don't know. I'm not complaining, to be honest, because it's a 15. Logan was a 15, but this... I mean, yes, Venom bites a few heads off and stuff like that. But I didn't see a reason for it to be being a 15, but hopefully the next movie is more a 15 to fit the whole role. Okay, spoiler time. I'll call it fire time. Fire time. So, now I'm going to talk about the spoilers. If you do not want to listen to any spoilers, leave the video now, like, comment, subscribe for more. But to those who want to listen, and who haven't seen the film, where do I start? First cameo appearance is obviously going to be Stan Lee. Stan Lee makes an appearance. It's a very funny appearance. think he tells Venom, and he says you two will get the girl, as if he knows that Venom's inside of him, because you know, Stanley is the almighty watcher of the world. He's everywhere in every universe. And Venom's like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? And then he looks at the dog and he's like, that thing looks tasty. Because he's always hungry for some reason. That's one of the things. He's always a hungry guy. I think he was like to Eddie, hurry up and get some food. Your liver is looking very tasty. And so that's the scary part. He could easily eat Eddie if he wanted. He could kill Eddie if he wanted to. The second cameo appearance, celebrity cameo appearance, is in the post-credit scene. So Eddie is driving up to a prison to interview a mass murderer. He tells Venom to keep quiet. And Woody Harrelson makes an appearance from Now You See Me and War of the Planet of the Apes. He makes an appearance. He's got an afro. I hope he loses the afro because it does not look good. Looks like Sideshow Bob out here. He's writing something on the cell. I can't remember what he's, because it was in blood. I think it was in blood. And he looks at Eddie. You know, they have this little a little 30-second combo. That's when Woody says, "When I get out, there's going to be carnage." And if you don't know who Carnage is, because somehow you just don't know much of Marvel, Carnage is a villain of Venom, very famous, very sadistic and horror-like character, which I hope they make the movie a bit more, they push it a bit more, you know, in terms of violence, because it's Carnage. So that sets up a sequel. We don't know for when, yet. The end of credit scene is a sneak peek to the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse movie. So Miles Morales is there in the clip, and Peter Parker, and they're just escaping from a sort of predicament they kind of got themselves in, and it's a really tasteful clip. It started off like meanwhile in another universe, so I don't know what that means. Leave your comments to suggest what that means. Are they different universes? But yes, we get a little sneak peek to the Spider-Verse, which comes out in December. I'm really excited for that. Trying to think of like different parts that I could. The biggest part. I mean, I pretty much said all the big parts in terms of spoilers. He does eat the guy in the trailer where he's like, "You'll look like a turd in the wind." He eats that guy. It's not really a big. He eats that guy fully because he says he won't eat him, but then he says like second guess, and eats him. I think I've said everything I need to say. You know, I rated it 7.9 out of 10. Spider-Verse. Yeah, I've pretty much said everything. So, if you haven't seen the film, watch it. See if you'll enjoy it. I'm going to read the reviews now because I think it's time for me to read the reviews now that I've given my review on the film. Very enjoyable. Some CGI is done well. Not a masterpiece. It has its flaws. Yeah, I pretty much said everything. So, post your comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. So, and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed my review. Tell me what I could do in review. What could I improve in these reviews? Because this is my first one. Next one will probably be Spider-Verse or Aquaman, depending on who's coming out first. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So let me know. Yep. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.
They know me, they don't know shit about me. For what they feeling, I'll be who I wanna be. Came from the north side, dreaming of all that I could be. I'm for the long ride, it's just more clearer to see.